I'm interrupting the travel content for a little bit because I think that it's time to talk about how I bought Casa Querencia in Italy and what tips I have for you. You guys have been sending me messages for years now. How did you do it? How did you find the house? How did you manage to make this work into an Airbnb? And I got some answers for you. One thing that I don't want to do is be a gatekeeper. So I want to share the things that I learned that I think could make it really easy for you guys to do similar thing, especially if you're Americans wanting to buy overseas. The only thing that I ask is that you don't replicate exactly what I did, and that you don't try to move to the same town that I live in and make an Airbnb, because that's something that has been very, very prevalent. People wanting to buy in my village and do the same exact thing and basically become my competition. We don't want that. But I do want to share because I've learned some things, and not to brag, but we're doing very well, and I'm very, very pleased with our progress as an Airbnb, but as homeowners in another country, and we've had some really beautiful fruits come from that labor. So those of you who have watched how we bought the house, how we found it, how we created the space, you're gonna wanna know what our tips and tricks are. And yeah, stay tuned. Oh yeah, I forgot. Please subscribe. It's the least you can do for my tips and tricks. I'm gonna give something to you, you give something to me. We subscribe, together we become a whole little family. Please, please, please do that now. So my first and most important tip, pick a place you love. Pick an area that you envision coming back to, that you love, that you adore the culture, the people, the food. Pick a place that you can see as a potential home. Because that's the thing. This is going to be another home for you. And potentially maybe even or the place that you retire to. So pick a place you love. Do that and then find the right realtor. Okay, you're gonna need to do your research, pit them against each other, find the right realtor for the region that you really like. If you like the countryside in this particular country, if you like the city life, choose a realtor that goes along with that. Decide what your non-negotiables are in terms of the house. What will you be using it for? Is it for you? Are you going to be sharing it with others via a rental program? If it's just for you, do you have what you need? Do you need a view? Do you need it to be walkable? Like those kinds of things you should be sitting down with and writing down, talking to your realtor about them. It makes all the difference in the world to choose somebody who's going to make it easy for you. Our realtor in Abruzzo, they were amazing. And they made the process so simple. We literally only had to sign. Like everything was taken care of for us. And that's what you want. So read reviews, think about your non-negotiables, work together, and really have a dream based off the place that you love. Number one tip. Number two, make the place a home, okay? I think that sometimes people make a place a rental property, and it feels like that, and the guests who come get that vibe, and it's no good. No bueno. What you want to do after you've carefully selected the region, after you've carefully chosen the house, Hopefully you've decided on something that makes you happy. For me, it was natural light and a view. Everything else I could work with, that I could not. Once I got that settled, I made the place my home. I put in it the things that would make me feel good every time I come back. So that's what I would tell you. Do whatever you can to make it comfortable. And the little touches matter, right? For example, I cannot sleep in a bed that is not memory foam. My back cannot. And so that was one of the things I did not scrimp on. I splurged to make my bed and all the beds comfortable enough for me. I love a place that smells good. So scents was something I did not scrimp on. It is constantly. We've got, essential oils, and our guests walk into a space that is, I love music. You better believe there's Alexas on every floor so that we can pump music while we're cooking, while I'm listening to music and, just sipping my wine on the balcony, while I'm in bed. While I'm doing my yoga. Like, those kinds of things matter. Do whatever you have to do to make your space your home. And that, I think, translates to guests that it is a special place and that you've thought of the little things. Don't scrimp just to spend the limited amount of money that you can and get by. You want to make it special. That matters. And that's what's going to set you apart. If you're trying to rent it. If you're not trying to rent it, then it's still special because you're coming home to something that you love. Full stop.
Grab your jacket and your shades. Taking leave from this bleak satin, somewhere we'll be miles away.
Okay, number 3, find local people that you can trust. Treat them well. That's it. That is such an important part of this. Whether you are renting out your space or just keeping it for yourself and having someone maintain it, find yourself a housekeeper or a cleaning person or a cleaning staff that you trust, that you can communicate with, that you feel comfortable sharing your space with. They are your teammate. My special friend who cleans for me, Marika, I love her. She is a friend. She is someone I can trust implicitly. When we didn't know that taxes were coming, for 2 years we got no notification in Italy about our taxes. Guess who I could trust to go and get the paperwork for me and give me the information that I needed and tell me where to send the money to? My house cleaner. When we had random things break, when we had situations because of the community, for example, community has ordinances that happen throughout the summer where water gets turned off in the middle of the night. I didn't know. I had no way of knowing this in Florida. Having somebody you can trust is everything. That's number 1, housekeeper, but also a handyman. I can't tell you how many times in the past 2 years we've had random things break. We had scorpions come out because there was a hole in the wall in the ceiling we had no idea about. Had to have that fixed. We had water leakage that took down a section of our wall that had to be fixed while guests were coming in. All kinds of things. Toilets broke. All kinds of things. And you need people that you can call up that you know are going to do a great job and take care of your space. Little things like guests losing their keys. You just got to be able to call somebody. And I think that matters in terms of finding someone locally. Going with a business may be good, it may be easy, but it's not personal, and I love the personal aspect of it. Find people that you can trust and treat them well. Take care of them, pay them well, communicate with them regularly, show them respect, share with them your ideas, work with them, you're a team. Número 4, come back often, get involved in your community, meet people, make friends, be intentional about making this new space your actual second home. Because here's the thing, not only is it better for you when you come home and you know people and you have people who are looking forward for your return and calling you up, when will you be here? Oh, let's set a date. That's wonderful. It makes your heart just, having a community. But the second part of that is that when you are involved and people know you and you are regularly coming home and letting people see you and being a part of the community, you are getting the community invested in you and in your space and in your business if you're using it as a rental, right? So Casa Querencia, our space, our town has kind of just wrapped its arms around it, and they take care of our guests. I can't tell you how many times a guest has come in and had local villagers walk them to our space. We had a guest who had a severe medical issue, and our villagers drove them places, took them to the hospital, took them to the pharmacist, came and ate with them. We've had several people stay with us and literally fall so in love with our villagers and our community because our community reached out so much that they also want to buy, that they keep in touch with our neighbors, that they feel like it became their own home, all because our community was something that we invested into and then they invested in us, right? They became open to relationships with us and therefore then want Casa Querencia to succeed and want the community to benefit from more people visiting. So come back home often. Invest in the community as much as you can, right? It's not something that we can do all the time. We live in Florida. We can't just be in Italy all the time. 2-3 times a year, though, we come home and we make sure that we see all of our people and that we get involved while we're there. And that matters. It matters a lot. It matters so much. Because in my, 35 5-star reviews, plug, all of them say that I have thought of everything, that I'm kind, but that the community is wonderful and makes them feel like the place is magical. So yeah, invest in your community. Okay, I hope that was just enough to give you some food for thought, some tips and tricks, things to kind of keep in mind while you are looking for another place, whether it be for yourself or for a rental business opportunity. Obviously, I'm not going to give you all my tips because I don't want you to model yourself after me. I don't want you to copy what I've done. This is about you, right? Like, this is about you figuring out what works for you. But what has worked for me is finding a place that I love, picking that, making that space, whatever it is, a home for me. And that's including the little touches because they matter. Finding people you can trust and treating them well and investing in your community, coming home often. And if you have any questions, I'm here. Obviously, I'm not going to give you a spreadsheet of exactly what I did because I'm trying to run a business myself. But I'm here. And I hope that you find your place, whether that be in Europe or South America or Asia or wherever it is. I'm assuming that you're American. That's what I say. But you might want to move to America too. I could tell you some things. Anyway, thank you for following along in this journey. I hope that you will follow Casa Querencia on Instagram and check out our website if you're interested in staying, and that you follow me here. Subscribe so that we can keep traveling together and I can keep showing you more things. But yeah, I hope this was helpful, and I will see you guys soon. Adios.